office bearers of IEI Mechanical Production Branch, faculty mentors Professor B.S. Patel and History, all the members of Birla Vishwakarma Mahavidyalaya Parivar, and participants in this webinar series on Nari Shakti. On behalf of Charuta Vidya Mandal's Birla Vishwakarma Mahavidyalaya, I heartily welcome all of you to this very well planned and well organized webinar series on human empowerment, which will be expertised by Nari Shakti Award winner Pushpa Preeya ji, our own Nirali Desai and Akanksha Deora in the coming session to demonstrate the legacy of their knowledge, to demonstrate the experience they achieved during the course of time, and to share the fact of the woman empowerment which they have witnessed during the journey right from their birth till date. Nari Shakti and woman empowerment are not new phrases or no philosophy. It has been witnessed and proven when we talk about Sita ji in Treta Yuga and Draupadi ji in the Dwapar Yuga. So women empowerment and women power. We are watching, we have heard in the Ramayana, Mahabharata, many serials. Then we come to this freedom fighting era with the British government. Jhansi ki Rani Lakshmi Bai, Ahalya Bai, Jijabai, who mentored and motivated Shivaji for the freedom fighting. Then we can about the freedom, free India. Then we have witnessed many women powers who have contributed to their family, to the society, nation, and world at large in many endeavors. Anand Gopal Joshi, the first lady doctor, Indira Gandhi, the first Prime Minister, Justice Anna Chandi, the first Chief Justice, Kalpana Chawla, the first astronaut, Mother Teresa, the first Nobel winner, Captain Prem Mathur, the first commercial pilot, then Veera Kumar, the first speakers, Kiran Bedi, the first IPS. So list is not ending. Our women's, our Naris, they are engaged right from leadership in Panchayat to the Parliament and to the UNO. So Indian women and women in world at large, they are now dominating 49% of the total population. So no one can ignore the Shakti of the Nari, what we call the Nari Shakti. We have witnessed many successful women personality in varieties of the field. We call about the Madam Curie, the scientist, and many politicians like Indira Gandhi, Hillary Clinton, Theresa May, Angela Merkel of the Germany, the Chancellor. Then the corporate world, we work with Jia Modi of KZRB and partners, Kiran Majmudar, the CEO of Bicon, Sunita Reddy, the CEO of Apollo Hospital, Elisa Vedant, the CEO of General Insurance, then Mary Bara, the President MD of General Motors, Indira Nui, the CMD of PepsiCo, Lily Shanberry, the Facebook CEO, Ginny Rometty, the IBM CEO. So list is not ending. So we cannot ignore the contribution of witness Sonia Gandhi, Sushma Swaraj, and many more politicians. They have directly or indirectly supported the Indian political platform. So really, we should take the women empowerment, the support of the woman right from a mother, a sister, a wife, a daughter, or any social relationship. We should encourage, we should appreciate, and we should honor this relationship so that the students, the faculties, the entrepreneurs, the technocrats, the politicians, even the spiritual field, the humans are dominating. Yesterday exam itself, a daughter of a tea vendor, tea stall in Madhya Pradesh, she has selected for this Air Force pilot. So this is a not small achievement. So now, irrespective of the reservation policy, because when the democratic geography is there, then reservation policy mentors, but let we support each and every girl student, each and every girl child who are contributing for the various sectors of the nation, for the various sector of the globe. So the upcoming era will be really with more power because in many till even rural area or some of the community, till the women are not given so importance, whether it is for the study, whether it is for marriage, whether it is for doing some business. But the fact is there, the white paper is there in front of us, how the ladies, how the women have contributed to the society and world at large. I am happy that B.S. Patel and his team, along with the WID cell, has taken care during this pandemic COVID situation to arrange this webinar series of the Nari Shakti. And today we have a very good speaker, the Nari Shakti 2019 President Award winner, Pushpa Preeya ji with us to boost this particular session in a great spirit, in a holistic way, so that and two young students, our own alumni, Nirali and Akanksha, again tomorrow and after tomorrow they will join us. So they are the ambassadors for the BVM, not these two particular students. Each of our LRE one, they are very talented in their academic, I mean excellence. They are talented in cultural performance. They are talented in NSS and outreach program. So this is really a holistic or ecosystem which Bila Vishwakarma provide to each and every students, to each and every our girl, women employee to grow themselves, to excel the society, and to share their head, heart, and hands for the growth of the society and for growth of the nation. Once again, I congratulate team IEI Mechanical, Production, the mentor faculties, and thank you all of them for having this wonderful seminar at our campus through digital platform. I convey best wishes on behalf of Board of Governors and our Honorable Chairman, Engineer Bikubai, to this webinar. May God bless all of us for a better future. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Before we begin the event, the Head of Women Self Development, Dr. Trupti Desai, to kindly say a few words.
Dr. Desai, please unmute your mic. And again, you have muted. Thank you. No, something wrong there. Please check. Please.
Am I audible?
Yes, please continue.
A very warm and healthy good morning to all of you. I hope everyone is safe in the tough time of COVID-19. Today, we have gathered here on the virtual platform for our 3-day event, Nari Shakti, which is jointly organized by IEI Team BVM and Women Development Cell. It is an honor and privilege for me to welcome you on behalf of WDC BVM and IEI BVM. When I joined BVM, there were very few female faculties and female students. Today, the situation is different. We have more than 30 female faculties and 300 girl students, as efficient and as brilliant as anyone else. As women, as a community, I am about my very team is throughout the year, like seminar, workshop, practical training program, as well as non we thankful to and
this webinar, we have with us a lady who is prominent in the field of women empowerment. She has worked with companies like Amazon and Target as a project coordinator. Working in Nokia, she was a team assistant and an overall administrator in Radisys Corporation. She is currently working as the head of women empowerment at EvXprts Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, help me in welcoming the recipient of Best Achievement Award by Government of Karnataka and Nari Shakti Award by President of India, Ms. Pushpa Preeya, who will be speaking on startup and entrepreneurship and sharing her life story.
Thank you very much for that beautiful introduction. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am, it's audible.
Okay.
It's audible.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, well, thank you for the principals and the management team for giving me this good platform. And hello, everyone, and welcome to today's sessions. It's an honor for me to be here with you today with your students at Birla Vishwakarma Mahavidyalaya Engineering College team and IE. And I have wonderful people who spoke about a very good morning messages that they have given to us. It's really fantastic. Thank you so much for that beautiful startup. And yes, life fulfilling work is never about the money. When you feel true passion for something, you instinctively find the ways to nurture it. And what is empowerment? Let me start with that, because since it is a women empowerment that we're talking today in this session, and I will give you a little bit brief about the empowerment and what is meant by women's empowerment, and how my journey started, and how I became a scribe, why I intend to become a scribe, and what is my tips. All this interesting stories I'm going to give you in today's session. And I hope you will be with me till the last, and I will enjoy this session very much. So, about my small introduction about myself is I had started working as a project coordinator in some IT industries for a couple of 6 years, and have a very good exposure for that, handling all the management skill development. So, on this note, I started what is that she can do. So, why women empowerment? What is meant by women empowerment? So, women's economic empowerment refers to the ability for a woman to enjoy her right to control and benefit for the resources, assets, and the incomes and their own time, and as well as their ability to manage their own risk in the family and improve their economic status and well-being in the society. So when we just talk about empowerment, I thought this would be the right words for me to put across about the empowerment and women empowerment. Now, I will with a small story of my struggle and how I persevered through difficult times in my life to make it where I am today. So I'll start with one small quote actually. Power. When we talk about that 5 letters of power, it has a lot of happiness, it has a lot of hard work, and it has a lot of sacrifices. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of your own success. Don't get fearless. It's fearless is just like a muscle. I know from my own life that the more I exercise it, the more naturally it becomes to not let my fears run from me. So the journey of my life and what made me to take up the scribe to support the help of specially able students, and then how I came into this volunteering opportunities and all things. So journey of my life I'll talk about first. Okay, everything has a history for everyone, and everyone has their own endeavors, and it depends on how we take it and how we overcome each situation and how I had to face each circumstance that made my endeavor so meaningful. So my elementary days when I was a student, it was not so fruitful, and the effect of the poverty and the children's were wide reaching, and of course we are two members in my family, and it led to my struggles, especially when I was in 7th standard. No proper financials to pay the fees at home, and we had to seek and help from others to complete my class. This incident made me to take support from others, since somebody had supported me in a short at this point of my life. I gained a lot of friends, and I had to a lot of chances to meet people and face different kind of people while volunteering for good causes. So I finally I started to join the work when my seventh standard, as I was saying you, when I was studying in my seventh standard, due to the financial problem and I was unable to continue my studies, I was asked to walk out from my school, from the examination hall. And finally, I just came back out, and they said, if you can pay your fees, you can just take your exam. And I went back, and my mother struggled. I know how the strugglings of my mother, who went and asked for people to pay my fees. Finally, somehow, by God's grace, I just got somebody to help me out to pay my fees. But of course, we have written it back, the money after that, after a while. And that created me very, stuck in my mind how education is important for each and every. It doesn't matter whether you're poor, you're a highly educated person, a highly high priority person, nothing. But education is definitely important for everyone. And that's how I realized that I really wanted to stand up something. I wanted to prove myself something where I wanted to show to people that, yes, struggles, hurdles, and all are, just your part of your life. Finally, what I did after seventh standard, then I had to break my education, got very breakups, and started to work in the age of 15 years. And my first salary was of about 700 rupees. But I was working for an STD from morning till evening. And of course, that was not sufficient for us. It says there's something is better than nothing. So in short, this is my story about that. I realized that I really, not about the money, it is just about your education, you all. What I wanted to say you at this point of time is like, right now your parents are affordable to pay for your fees, and you're coming to the schools or colleges, and you have a very good exposure for many things right now. Whereas when you compare to the other days where I was studying, there was nothing for us actually. In one book, I and my brother used to, survive with that. I used to write in the after that I just go and give it to him, and he used to write at the backside. This was the sharing of my books. So now that you all have very good exposures, very good informative people are there to guide you, parents are there to help you out. There are a lot of things. I think you should utilize this. You have to value each and everything, because each and everything matters a lot actually. See, the people who doesn't have proper education, when you come have another side, people who are having all the priorities for their education, how much difference it makes in for each. Life is very important. I would request all the students to put small efforts. I'm not just saying it that you only be with your studies only important. I'm really not saying you that. You have but yes, I wish I would have got all these opportunities, that I would have become some more thing. My ambition was to become a doctor, but unfortunately I am not in that position right now, because I can't imagine that, okay, I wanted to become a doctor now. Of course, there's no age. This is my story, and a lot of struggles, a lot of hurdles I've crossed, and I'm standing in today here. Is I myself could not believe. Is it me? Is that me, that I have just achieved so many things I'm yet to achieve, so that I don't take it any of my achievements to my head actually. I only think in a prospect, yes, that is a part of what I'm just doing. Just let it keep going thing, and I move on for further. That I have to do so many things. I have a lot of ambitions in my life to come up in my life. I have to do a lot of my startups. I have reached an idea. I have to give employments to people that who are suffering, who doesn't have a proper education within this 10 standards. Some of the girls, if I see that in the slums, like they just disconnect the studies. It's due to the lack of the awareness programs and the lack of education's knowledge, that they don't have it, and they just think life is only this as it is, it goes on. I wanted to bring so many things. These are all I wanted to do very good to the society and the people. And that's all about my journey. For now, I'll stop this one. There are a lot of stories for me to tell. My experiences about, but offline we can discuss if you're interested about that one. And now, let me just describe how I started the scribe and how I got into it. In a very short thing, I'll say that in 2007, I started being a scribe for visually impaired students. The reason is I didn't really wanted to go for a visually impaired students and write as a scribe. It accidentally it just happened to I got an opportunity when I was seeing children's crossing the road. I used to help them crossing the roads, and when I used to sit in the bus, I used to ask them that. Before that, simultaneously my friends also used to say that when they were volunteering, they were said, why don't you helping them writing their exams, they are in need. And I said, okay, fine. I myself could not write my exams and I'm not that high scorer in the call thing, but to limit it, I'm a just third class pass student. So I was scared. And then I realized, okay, when I was just talking and having a chat with them, I realized that when I asked them, they said, how do you proceed with your studies and how do you go ahead? How do your routine leaving starts? And they were just saying that, like people like you, if you can help us out, we would love to move on for further career, but it is very limited that people come and help us. That was a word that up in my mind. I said, okay, why not? Let me give a try. And I wanted to try and give a lot of as much as possible from my end, because yes, of course, everything cannot be dependent on giving a monetary to people and helping it. I'm sure that money does not do anything. Money cannot buy a person who is expired. That's what I realized. Money cannot buy everything. Of course, money is important for our life, and even when people are, you cannot lose people. And of course, there will be ups and downs for it. I realized that, okay, fine, let me give a try. And I just gave a try and wrote my first exam. And I was a little bit very scared about how to go ahead, because when we start writing our own exams, we doesn't know any question and answers properly, even though we see the question papers. So I sat with her. I started for the second PU student, and I wrote an exam. First exam was really like a very scared for me, and that experience is really it's an amazing actually. Yeah, so I had to repeat quite number of times the questions, and I had to wait for them to tell the answers and then input that into the booklet. And very toughest thing, I thought, okay, I really can't do this one, I can't do it. And I gave up. I told, I can't write you for the next exam. Please look out for somebody else. And then she said, nobody's coming. Please, can you help? Then it's okay, fine. I'll take it. And that day I realized how important scribes are for people. Any people, see, like you must have property. You can have a property. You can have money, everything. But can you get a people to help you out whenever you need it at that point of time? I'm sure that people are also very important in your lives. So don't discourage anybody else. Don't discriminate also anybody. Don't discourage. Like losing people hard. Gaining people is very easy, but losing is very hard. That's the way I started a journey of my scribe. And today I stand writing exams for all categories. Can you please put across my PPT if you don't mind? The team.
Yes, ma'am.
So I've been writing, meanwhile they present my PPT, I would like to say that, okay, I have started scribing. Okay, there's a small quote before I started this thing, the PPT. Okay, you just get, I think you'll have to scroll down a little bit. Okay, fine, I got it. See, as I was talking to you in my conversation, that life is easier. It doesn't get easier for anybody else. Okay, you need to struggle, you need to be very strong, you have to face the situations, you don't back up out of it. When you have something in your mind that determination you have, that I have to do something else, it is how much of a toughest, don't give up in that particular thing. Actually, this is what my first slide I would like to start it. Yeah, can we go for the second one? whenever you do anything, is you be confident, know what you know. Well, knowledge is power. Don't get any degree and learn. And 1 second, why is it going on the top? Okay. And learning, you never stop that. It is hard to be a woman. You must think like a man, act like a lady, look like a young girl, and work like a horse. Struggles, hardness, confidence, all your knowledge, all will come at the end when you stand on the top of the world. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. This is one of the writer told, which really is a very good to all of us to take this as a motivation. So please move on to the third thing. Scribe for visually impaired and startup. This is my first page. So lend your hands for helping. The visually impaired people want to write their minds, but in their hands they cannot support their actions. The reason is they cannot support. You stop this slide. I wanted to discuss about these 5 points. Okay, initially when I started to scribe, I started only for visually impaired students because I knew the value of the visually impaired students. So then I realized when I started one visually impaired writing, then the other category came. So far I am writing for 5 category, which is visually impaired, cerebral palsy, and Down syndrome, and depression students, and normal students. I'll explain to you all this 5. Okay, first, visually impaired students, of course, we all know that they are unable to see the word, and that's how they need a scribe. What about the cerebral palsy? Even they also need a. So this cerebral palsy came to me as like initially it is in a very small wordings what they say. Take my own time and then accumulate what they are trying to tell me and how I'm going to place those. So this was the cerebral palsy. And next category is Down syndrome. This is one more toughest thing is like you have to keep waiting till they tell the answers, and you will have to keep repeating as how you repeat for the visually impaired students, and their mind is wandering here and there and there when you when you tell the questions and when you are waiting for the answers. They never tell you very very soonly. They will never just tell you that okay, if I'm repeating the question, say what is respiration, they never react to it. Actually, they take it their own sweet time because they'll be wondering, their minds are wondering, they're not sitting in the examination hall. This is the kind of mentality that they had when I was writing to them. So that was one of the toughest things. Like I took as experimental to write for them. That also started. And depression student is the fourth category. The depression students, like I was trying to write for them actually, and suddenly they will stop it off in the examination. I can't do, I'm done for it to them, and they lie down on the table, and for I think it's half an hour, I think, for the student which I wrote actually. Yes, half an hour, she didn't even wake it up actually. And I was just like, okay, fine, let her take her nursery time, and I'm okay with that one. Let us give some time and have the answers from her and to write. And then it took for me again some amount of hours to consume to write for the depression students also. Then the normal students, why am I the fifth point, why is normal students is like students something like in the neck of the moment. Say if the exams is 2 days and they were met with an accident, for due course they are unable to write because of the flat shows in the hand. So for them I have lent my support to write their exam and complete their exams. So this is all the categories that I've been writing as a scribe. So yes, next PPT please. If at all, if you see this picture, these are some of my students whom I have written their exams, and this is one of the graph that I can really wanted to tell you people. As not only women, I'm also talking about men, and I'm also talking about each and every individual people, each and every citizen can do anything, and there's nothing impossible, and everything is possible in this world. Everything they can do actually. It is only that it's their mindset and their determinations and their hard works will definitely take a long way This is my own experiences. See, if my graph, it started from 10th standard, PUC second year, BA first year, second year, third year, BCom first, second, 3, and MCom first, second, and 3, BE semesters, banking online exams, railway exams, KPS board exams, BBM first, second, 3, and BCA first, second, 3, and I've been writing as a project assignments to all of them. I write even a small test. I also write small exams, which is conducted in the colleges. And so far, my number stands of 850. So this is a graph that I could accumulate whatever is in the best possibilities. And yes, next slide, please. Can we just go for the next slides? Okay. For all these achievements and encouragements that I have just got, I have gotten a Nari Shakti Puraskar Award from the President of India, and I've also met the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, and we had a lot of discussion. And after this, getting also recently, I think they've released a book of all over the country and the states best practices. And from Karnataka, my story is being considered as the best practices, and it is given a very good exposure for me. And this is my few photographs of about taking my awards and the group pics, meeting people. Yes, next slides, please. Can we move on to the next slide? Yes, I have a small quote here which really helps a lot people. This quote, I hope you can view it. Don't wait for the opportunity. You can create your own opportunity, actually. So there's lot hurdles, problems, and all situations that now see to that problems and solutions, how you can push back them and how you can move forward. This is a I am just reading something. I just found it very interesting. I thought I would share with you all people today in today's session. I'm sure that you will all have a good motivation by seeing these pictures. I hope you will enjoy this one. Probably, I think this is one of the good one which I could find. Yes, one of next slide, please. Okay, I'll stop here actually, and I want to talk about why startups. Certainly, why startups actually. See, everyone has an idea, and some of these ideas may not be decent, while others are probably not so good actually. So to my experience, when you get an idea, probably you will have to synchronize in that ideas, see how to jot down those ideas and how you can bestly utilize your ideas and how that would help other people in your scenarios. So creating the success startup company, I can tell you this: 20% of the people in our society. So, are you a people person of that top 20%? If not, would you like to join the top 20% or even the top 10%? Well, in the next few minutes, I am going to give you some ideas to help creating opportunities in our society. Would that time and today's session? Today, I would like to share about my own startups, which have my first step to create the employment opportunity for the specially able people. I normally used to volunteer for visually impaired students. As you know that I'm a scribe and I've been doing for a decade this. And inside of mine to help and getting them the jobs. So when I started to think I wanted to create some kind of earnings for them, one side my family had no money. Everything I accomplished in life I had to do on my own with a little help from anyone else. So this was my situation. Today started to think what kind of since they are visually impaired, and thought no, nothing is difficult for them to do, but yes, there's come up in their life. And I started to think out of my box. Okay, everyone does every kind of jobs, and why can't I do why can't I train them by doing the jobs? So I really, that what I'm trying to talk. So I wanted to do, my dream is to do a dairy farming actually. Take it, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Not an issue.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Okay. So it falls on you. However, if you're figuring out how you can save your money every month on your important expenses, you will feel like $1 million working at your own company. Starting a business can seem like a scary initial days and adores the tasks, especially if you are used to waking up at 7 in the morning, being at your desk at 9 and clocking at around 5. With such daily structures, life can feel stable. Having a steady paycheck and not having a success of the company you work for relying solely on you can be a comfortable routine. However, if comfort is easy and predictability aren't you what drive you, you feel unchallenged or dissatisfied at your life. Perhaps there's something more for you. Just like you, there are many people who don't feel like they fit in all at all a full-time job, working for someone else rather than giving in or giving up. They choose to go for accelerating and often unpredictably route or becoming an entrepreneur instead. So this is the talk that I wanted to give you today. I think everyone talks about age, but it's not about the age. It's all about the work ethic. Winning never gets old. Allow your passion to become your purpose, and it will one day become your profession. It's really not about the money. It's just about you educating yourself. Now it looks like we have covered everything, and thank you for your time. Before I end up my talk, I would like to suggest some few things for users. Startups are hard work. They demand more than just a time. They demand tears, sweat, and lots of patience. They are fully of uncertainties, chuckles, and even insufficiency. So spend some time with your friends and team. Family is your best friend. Do not lie to yourself. A good performer meant does not need a stage. This is what I wanted to tell you all today. And of course, yes, you can just go to my next slide, please. That's the last slide before thank you. Okay, this is my networks where I'm in Twitter, where I'm in Facebook and everything, Instagram and my LinkedIn profiles and all thing. Hope you, if you would like to get in touch to be a scribe and volunteering, you're always welcome. And I would love to guide you all and do a bit your work to the society. So I end up this. I think I've conveyed all the relevant points that I wanted to talk about the startups and about my journey and everything. You do have any questions? Please do shoot the questions, and I'm fine to answer the questions.
Thank you for such a wonderful and knowledgeable session. We'll move on to the question session. There are some questions, and I request Akash.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am, this is the first question. According to the, okay, how do you manage your time in such a busy schedule and do social work along with professional work?
Okay. Can you please type the questions in the chat box so that I'm aware that if you're okay, or you want me to go to the YouTube and see?
Ma'am, they are already there in the chat box.
Chat. I'm not able to see that. 1 second, yeah. See the chat box. Okay. Yes. Thanks to all. I will take your leave. Please, thanks for this. Okay. How do you manage your time in such a busy schedule and do a social work along with your professional work? As I told you in my initial talks, that nothing is impossible and everything is possible. And of course, even when you're working, you have a lot of things. One thing which I wanted to tell you is, if you have that mindset that I can handle multiple things I'm sure that multitasking is very important in this particular thing. Actually, yes, I work. I also simultaneously write the exams. I go for work in the morning 9 to 5, and in the evening, these students, some of the evening class students, they prefer to me to write in the evening. So I go write for them as a scribe in the evening sessions, about 6 to 9, something like that. And of course, if they're having in the daytime, I have my own time, uh, work from home options. But all in all, is that you should not sit on anything. If whether it is your office, whether it is you're committed to something else, try to accomplish that one. That's if you have that intention in your mind. I'm sure any kind, one or two or three or four, five, which is there in your hand, you can definitely do that one. So, what motivated you to work for and help the visually impaired children? As I told you, that my journey, how education was important, and everyone has their own kind of, priorities in their life, and how you wanted to help. You will have that mind of helping, but you don't have a monetary thing. So everything doesn't depend upon a monitoring only, right? You can give your time, you can give your energy, you can give your knowledge. Everything is possible. So that's how motivated me to take a special label. And of course, only they say only like-minded people can come forward to help and do such kind of works. No, I bet you even you people can also do this one. If there are 3 to 4 startups in a day, there will be an immense competition after graduation. Do you suggest to do the startups? This scenario, what I would love to say, don't go with your competitors. Trust me, you cannot compare yourself to the other person, right? Why do you want to worry about your competitors? You do your homework, you do your own exercises. It is all you. Okay, I'll give you a small example for you now. Can anybody snatch your talent? I have a talent of writing a script. Can you scratch that from me? Can you compete on that from me? No. Convincing people and selling your products, it is you, and you cannot complicate. Let say 100 of competitors, let there be the startups. There are startups which one person does, and the same guy wants to copycat and compete with you. Fine, let him compete. That is your challenge. Actually, that's your challenge. How you can come up uh, beyond I'm sorry, a next level of step of that person. You agree with my point? You do your homework properly, you do your struggles, you are working, you talk to people, you create your own network, you create your own stuff. Actually, then even a strong competitor also cannot compete with you. I hope you got an answer, right?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
Yes.
There's a question in the chat box.
I think this I have yeah, all the three which has been able to see me, I think I have just answered. One more, 1 second. According to current scenario, how can it possible to start if there will be an economic recession because of hard fall on currency? How can that help in startup? Okay, see, whenever you do any startups, there are a lot of struggles, there are a lot of ups and downs and everything. Say, for example, now when you take this COVID situations, there are a lot of people, migrants, who are really not getting proper food, shelter, or their works or something, but they have to live in this world, right? Whether they're getting it the facilities or they're not getting the work, but they have to struggle for their living. Do your struggles for certain times. Definitely market will not be there. Are a lot of people who are really wanting many things. See, for example, they were locked down. Now there were a lot of shops closed, but people were not still hungry, right? They used to get something is better than so much luxury. You cannot leave it, but at least one luxury, you have to come down. Let's face that one. Facing challenges, you should not back up, take a back step, right? You should face a challenge. Yes, I don't have food now to eat. Can I survive? Yes, I can survive. You know, one thing I didn't wanted to say, my life journey is so many things actually. One whole year, Trust me, guys. This is my personal experience. My family was very low poverty, and my mother, my brother, and my dad, we all suffered not having meals all the 3 times. In a day, only one meal we used to have. We used to drink a lot of water. We survived actually for 1 whole year. The struggles made us learn a lot of things actually. Yes, struggle. You have to struggle for some time. Give some space to struggle. Give some space to know what exactly now. I'm sure that now people, even in this situation of the COVID situation, people who are in high grade also, they are coming forward to help people with their money, whatever they have the monies. Don't you think this one? I have seen so many people now coming forward to donate some rations to the migrants people, donate film actors, politicians, all are coming because they are using their own money actually. So they are not starved, put to starve, right? They're having something. As I told you one word, something is better than nothing. That line applies here actually. Let's wait for the situations to come up and that economic grows. There are a lot of solutions. It doesn't mean that there is a problem and there is no solution at all for that problem. Every problem has their own solutions, but you need to think, you need to wait, give some time. See, when you're writing when I'm writing as a scribe, there are 4 things which I need to have in my mind. One thing is, I should have a patience, I should be confident myself, I should have a listening skills, I should have a beautiful writing up to jot down what they say and what I jot down in their booklet, and my handwriting should reflect the person who is correcting things, which he can move on, which you have these all qualities, then you can move on to the next, he can move on to the next qualities. It's not me quick. So like that, let's wait for some time and face the scenarios. And once we face the scenarios, we'll know what all that scenarios we have undergone, and how that fruit, how that small scenarios has given you a beautiful fruit ups. That's what I can tell you at this point of time.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for answering all the questions. The questions are over right now.
Okay, great.
Yes, ma'am. So we'll end this webinar.
Before we end up this one, I would love to say that a small things can make a lot of differences. Okay, so I do have a page called We Help India to Provide Donors in a Facebook page where you can donate your blood and save the life, so many lives. There are a lot of people whom I work all over the country and all over the states. Please do follow this page, and I think in my slide I have given my networks. So please just go see if you really wanted to volunteer. There are a lot of people who need your help without money's support, also your time and your energy. So please, let's all join your hands and get to make something better the society. That's what I would love to say, and I would love to thank every student who have been here today, joined the session, and the management, the principal, and everyone for giving me this good opportunity to talk and express my views about the society's good works that I've done, and of course my startups and all everything. Thank you so much. It is really means a lot for me. All the best for all of you for future studies and your future growth for the college and everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for an amazing webinar and your inspiring life story. We learned a lot. For all those who are watching, stay tuned for the upcoming webinar.